I've played just a little bit of Fortnite, and I have to say I do like the game. Now it's one of my favorite games that have been released so far this year, up there with PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. So I decided to make a video on it for the 12 people that might watch this, and just gonna start off with daily rewards. That would be the first thing you'll notice is you get daily rewards, which give you llamas. The llamas give you cards, which help you in various ways. They give you weapons. They give you people. They give you right now they give you founders coins, which is their event they have, the founders event. If you pre-purchase the game, then you're part of the founders event, and so you can earn founders coins to get their special event llama. So their other llamas give you everything else. This gives you better versions of that stuff, and you find everything you get from llamas here in your armory. So schematics are where your weapons are. This is the new weapons. I got a rake, and then you have what you can level up, your assault rifles and ranged weapons, melees, and traps. And then your heroes, which are the people you can play as. I don't have that many, but that's where these are. And there's 5 different types, or there's 4 different types, and there's ones you can upgrade. You have your commandos, which are different variations of soldier. This one's a special forces, rescue trooper, commando, and a support specialist. You have instructors. There's subcategories as well. Ninjas and outlanders. Now, I like the outlander because they find loot, like chest and missions better. You can like see them through walls if you get that skill. And then your defenders you can put at your base. And there's riflemen, which use assault rifles. There's bruisers, which use melee weapons. Gunslingers, which use pistols. Shotguns, self-explanatory, and snipers as well. Your survivors. This is kind of where it gets complicated in my opinion. Your survivors are the people you can use in teams, but those teams are only good for buffing a certain stat. So let's look at those right now. So your survivors. You have all these teams, and you might not know what they're good for, but uh, this this is what they're good for. This team gives you fortitude. This team gives you offense, tech, more fortitude, resistance, and I haven't unlocked these, so who's to say what they give you. Now, depending on the people you put in the team, you can get more or less of this stat. So this says I have a job match, which means this guy right here likes being in the EMT squad, obviously because he's a doctor. And these 3 give you shield bonuses, so I get extra shields. And so these 2 have a job match for scouting, 'cause he's an astronaut and he's like a biker. But other than that, they don't. So you can see I probably need to switch up some to give them better matches, but I'll worry about that later. And now you have second, these are your other teams, your defenders. These are people you can put at your base to help you defend it. I'll explain that later, because I'm not a big fan of how they have that set up. But lastly, your teams go to your expedition squads. These are the people that directly help you by going out and on missions and giving you stuff. See, this mission is a boat mission that had 33% chance of success, and it succeeded. So I got a common survivor. And this mission had a 100% chance of success, and it was a car mission, and I got a bunch of resources. You have a bunch of missions you can do. You eventually can do some by car, sea, or air. I don't have the helicopter, I can't do that yet. So for right now, I'm just gonna do this. And these are your slots. You can have up to 4 people, but you have to unlock each slot using the skill tree or the research tree. I forget which one it is. So you can put people in here, and the green numbers mean they do better in this uh, mission. So I'm gonna put this person and this person, and so 90% chance of success. That's pretty good. So I'm just gonna click launch. And now you can do one from each at a time. So I sent out a boat, and now I'm gonna send out a land, and I'll take some stones, please. So I used my 2 buffed ones. So this is their power, so to speak. The larger this number, the better it is. And see, she gives an automatic win for this one, so I'm just gonna put him in here, and I'm gonna launch that. Now, you might have seen in the loot boxes, I got some things I already had, so we're gonna go back to the armory, and if you have extra, you can retire the blueprint. Say, I don't want this. You can recycle it right here. Confirm your recycle, and you'll get some weapon XP, which you upgrade, and designs, which you evolve. The difference between upgrading and evolving is in the upgrade, you can go up to a certain level, and then when you evolve it, it increases that level. So I'll go ahead and recycle this, but say I had more. I'm going to go to the collection book, and this is where all your extras go. Extras of anything you get, stick them in here. You'll level this thing up, and you can get rewards. So I'll get 2 skill points when I level it up. Now early on, this is a good way to get pure drops of rain. If you've played the game, you need that to upgrade, to evolve basically anything. So that early on, this is pretty good. That dies off at about level 20 though. Other than that, just try to find missions on the map that give you that. But so you click here, and I only have 1 of him. And the soldier, each of the classes gives you different things, but the soldier gives you ranged weapon damage increase. So I really like them, along with the Outlanders. So I'm not going to get rid of any of my soldiers. And I just did my books, so I really don't have a lot of extra, so I'm not going to go through everything. And back to our survivors, because I got those and I don't want that notification there the entire time. Now, these are the skills. Now the first city you start in, you start with the tier 1 and tier 1 of each. The skill tree and the research tree. And each of these cost 1 point. So if I wanted this, more offense, 1 point. Now these gold ones are actual abilities or other highly important, I'm going to say, skills you'd like to get. So say this gives you some extra supplies every 5 minutes in a game. And this lets you put Outlanders in your hero squads. And a hero squad is you get your select few elite members to give you huge buffs in the game in comparison to the other squads. See, this is their 2-star ninja evolution, so now I can upgrade my ninja higher, and so on and so forth. And then the research tree. Now, it's a lot smaller than the skill tree, but the reason it's smaller because you get skills from leveling. See, I have 6 right now. I'll get 2 more when I level because as you level, the more you get. But your research points, you get per hour, on a per hour basis. And if you don't collect them, you can only store up to 10 hours worth. So definitely, if you have the game, check it once a day for that. And I don't have enough to get two. Just I'm 150 shy to get 2 points. So what should I get? Is this a good one? You think? Melee damage by 1 point. And if a skill has party beside it, that means all the people in your party up here get extra of that. So party resistance. Oh, let me explain that. Resistance is shields and fortitude is health. Health regen. So I'm gonna go with that. And now, since I just got my 20th point, I just unlock, or I can unlock the second research tier tree, which will give me the helicopter and other things. And each tree, it does give you higher point storage and generation limits. So you're not going to be having to, it, but in addition to that, they cost more. So it balances out. And what else do I need? Yeah, your hero squads, those are the super buffs. And your mission defenders. If you take if you go on a mission and you place down a defender pad, which is classified as a trap, you can put a guy on it and give them a weapon and some ammo, and they'll fight with you. So these are people you can see in game. These are heroes that give you big buffs in game. And now we're onto the map. You start out here in Stonewood, where you'll build your base, and you'll go through all the missions. And then the last mission is launch the rocket, which takes you to Plankertown. Plankertown, which is where I'm now. I'm just got here, so I'm underpowered to do basically everything here. But you get it. You start clean slate with the base. You don't carry that over. Uh, so you have to build a new one. But I'm gonna take you to mine. It's complete trash compared to my other one. But now they both don't exist because they wiped it. They wiped the bases a few days, like a week ago. So if you haven't been on in a week, your base was wiped. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm sorry. So while that's going, the play is actually your missions. So you see, I'm on the No Robot Doctors mission, and I have to complete a rescue the survivors in 19 plus, and I'm only 17, so I can't actually do that yet. Alright, when you queue up for something, if you're not on the map, you're not going to know, other than the little timer that flashes for a bit in the top right, you're not going to know that it's ready to go. You have to go back to the map to launch it, to actually go into the mission. Now right here is your gadgets. I only have these two, supply drop and adrenaline rush. But if you have more, you can select them there. So, see, due to a recent level change, Outpost has been upset. So this is what you have to defend at first, is this pyramid shooting a laser that makes this force field. And then after that, you get like antennas, like little radar antennas around the place that you have to build and defend. And if you want your base out of wood and stone, be my guest. But if you want it out of metal, you can't really get a lot of metal in here. So make sure you're full on metal if you have a metal base for when you're defending, so you can repair stuff. See, this is like some of the only metal you can get here. I'll search that. Alright, so now that we understand, or I hope you understand the basics of Fortnite. Rescue the survivors. This is one of the three or four types of missions. Uh, it tells you what you have to do. Go around the map, find the people, and help them. So you can sometimes hear them screaming, and I heard one this way. So here she is. She's running. So when they're running, you have to kill all the things chasing her. Now, if you've played this game, you've probably noticed everything except for the basic building foundations is destructible and will give you one of the three types of resources. And when you get the final hit on it, it'll give you more rare resources. Like I just got nuts and bolts, which you can just primarily use for ammo and traps. And if you need a quick boost, tires and broken fountains will give you a little bit of a boost. So, and use common sense when determining what resource you want from an object. If it's a car, it's not giving you wood, I'm sorry to say. But if it's a telephone pole, it's not giving you metal, unless it's a metal telephone pole. Alright, now that is what I call... You stay away from that. Please enjoy some music. Beware of jerry cans and propane tanks. If you shoot them, they explode. that is one of the harder zombies in this game. It's called a soul sucker. It will fly at you and like swipe. So you watch it swiped and it did half that guy's shields and damage, so you kind of want to stay away from them if you can. Keep them at range, definitely. Keep all the bosses at range, definitely. There's a really big Hulk guy. There's a tall, thin Cyclops. Uh, not the not the Greek myth, the X-Men character. And is there any more? Is, oh, sometimes if you get a treasure chest, it's actually the head of a zombie. So it doesn't transform. Like the zombies actually has a treasure chest for head. It's called a mimic. If you're an outlander, they don't show up through walls like normal chests do. So if you see it, then you know it's a mimic. But other than that, if you're not an outlander, there's really no clue. And those suckers are so hard to kill, and they deal so much damage. Try to lure them into your group and team fight it. Oh, perfect. This is called a encampment. See that symbol? That's what it'll give you. I don't know off the top of my head what that is, but if you kill everybody that from this one, you get it. Oh, don't worry. It's not just these three. It's not that easy. I'll show you. Recommend having at least 2 people, but there's Cyclops. Don't worry, I'm not gonna die. I have a healing potion. Now I might die if more. Oh, Cyclops is a twin brother that does the exact same stuff. The only way to get him to stop after he does that is to either knock him back or kill him. But if you do manage to defeat the encampment, you get a reward. That's rotating gizmos, in my opinion, are rare. So that was a good find. Now, if you're an outlander, you can take there's like a chip from this, and you can build a Tesla coil to like shock zombies for like 3-4 seconds. And you can hold 2 of those. But if it's a purple one, you get a mini loot llama, which you can put down and get a bunch of resources from it. Alright, that's one of the other mini bosses types. It's called, I think it's the lobber. It throws those things at you, and they deal heavy damage to your base. So if you ever hear one of them and you're on a defend mission or you're at your storm shield, single it out. And that's what a sleeping Cyclops looks like, if you ever wanted to know. I know my aim is atrocious. Hey, headshot streak 5. The proper term is Mist Monster or Alderike Abomination. Don't know why I did an accent there. Oh, here we can demonstrate the jerry can. Now, for those of you who don't know what a jerry can is, it's a device that was invented by the Nazis during World War II to more efficiently carry gas to tanks. And you've probably seen them, just don't know the proper term. It's now just a normal term for things that hold gas. There's an actual shape to them. And this is the shape right in the right side of my screen. But if you shoot that, it explodes. So we got 5 seconds till we leave, so I'm just gonna throw grenades.
I can't believe it. That was nearly everyone.
Nearly? We left somebody? I always thought the motto was no one left behind. And that was a Rescue the Survivor mission, level 19 recommended in Plankerton, and as you can see, I did not contribute to the win that much. I had 6 building points. I had less than half the leader's utility. Alright, perfect. Let me explain to you what each of these things does. Mission is your total score, and that determines what chest you get. Or mission is if you completed the mission and the badges you get on it. Combat is where you fought, how many things you fought, and how much health you took down. Building is self-explanatory. If you build something, you'll get points for it. Utility is farming, like getting the materials with your pickaxe and searching objects. So the more you do each of those, the higher those points. It goes to your team score. The higher your team score is, the more not only the more XP you get, which, and I have some boost activated in the daily, so I got some points. Not only you get XP, it determines the chests you get. Chests are give you the mission from the loot from the mission. So we get a level 3 loot, and it goes, I don't know if there's a cap. I've got 7 before when there was only 6 graphical representations. That might have been a glitch, and they might have fixed it, but I haven't done that well since then. So you open it, and I got the stuff the mission promised me. And then these are envelopes from side quests, your daily missions, and your main mission line. And this is the rewards you get from them. So I just got a uncommon hero. I'll probably retire her or put her in the collection book though. The Prestige. That was a good movie. I'd recommend everyone listening watch that movie. It has Robert Downey Jr. and Hugh Jackman and Scarlett Johansson in it. So yeah, they basically cast the MCU.
Thanks for the rescue.
So this is my main mission.
Trying to get back to Plank Harbor. Supposedly, their fortifications are holding back the worst of the storm.
Really? Commander, we need intel on Plank Harbor. Activate the Lars signal.
Lars is our weather specialist. And since the zombies come from a storm, he's pretty important to us. Mission alert. Oh, those...
I'm getting weird readings in your location. Do you notice anything strange?
Doctor.
Well,
Strange.
now that you mention it, I do feel like my soul's been stuffed in a burlap sack and drowned in a ditch.
You think that's related?
I'm flying high in my science van. I should be happy as a clam, little robot. I think there's an extra scoop of evil in this zone. I hope your buddy steered clear of this place.
Her buddy's me, so I didn't steer clear. Speaking of those missions, so this is the main mission. These you really don't have to worry about if you know how to play games. I recommend doing the first one though to learn the mechanics. Heroes, you do these by being a particular hero doing the action. So they want me to be a constructor and use these abilities. They want me to be a ninja and kill these husks with a melee weapon. And they want me to be an outlander and activate the fragments, which was what I was talking about, the little chips from those drones. Side quest, those give you the better loot, if that's the proper terminology. They're also somewhat harder. See, this wants me to do shield base 7, and I'm not going to do that without at least one friend. Smokey, I haven't seen him. This is I think he's still in college. This is the troll key. So if you go back up in chat, you notice that the guy said he has a troll chest. I think that was for me. I'm not sure, so nothing to it. These are your daily quests. These will change every day, so this wants me to do 3 Loretta Lightnings, which is to defend Lars's van. This wants me to kill 500 Husk as an Outlander, which takes a while to do. And this one is save 25 survivors in successful missions. We just saved those 16. So I'd have to do another one of those if I wanted to finish it in one swoop. Uh, the challenges you just do kind of like passively if you've played an RPG. They just happen by doing stuff. Like if you were doing this mission, you do this mission, vice versa. Hold the door. See passively if you do this mission, you do this mission. This one's the only one that's a little different because it gives you a really good item. You need those for like the better weapons. But you kill those mini bosses, and then you're completed. I'm not gonna go into that. Now, if you ever feel like you need more llamas, just if you have some money, that is, you can get some V-Bucks, which is their premium currency in the game. You can go over here and you can click one of these icons to get some V-Bucks. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Any changes you'd like to see me make or anything you'd like to see me play, just put that in the comic section. Well, put that in the comment section. I like comic better. So just put that down in the comic section, and I'll be sure to read them, all like 2 comments. Catch you in the next life, and probably editing that part out because that sounded stupid. Yeah, definitely editing